Hey YouTube, so I went to Uwharrie National Park and I'm with the Goin Costal Jeep Club. Every Thanksgiving we come up here and we go. That's a restroom there for the Dutch John parking lot. I think I tried to point it out in one of the earlier videos. So anyway, we are getting on the Rocky Mountain Loop and we're going to take that around, and this is about an hour of footage that I compressed down to just 15 minutes. So the footage that you're seeing here is pretty typical of the typical trail at Uwharrie. Um, Now we're doing this all over Thanksgiving, so the weather's how the weather is. This is the warmest Thanksgiving that we've had so far in the last 3 years. The other days, the other times we've been down to Uwharrie, it was snow on the ground and super cold. These days were actually, relatively mild. I don't remember the exact temperature. I want to say maybe it was like 50 degrees, maybe it was 40 degrees. I think it was like right below the threshold in which normally I go topless. And normally when we go on trail rides and stuff, if it's 55 or above, then it's safe to put the top down for a trail ride. It's not safe for highway, but for a trail ride it's fine. And you saw there was a little samurai there that we passed. It's really rare to pass like one single vehicle, like I was saying earlier in another video. Usually when you see one single thing that you pass, usually it's an ATV or a motorcycle or a UTV or something. So this is basically a green trail, and the Rocky Mountain Loop is a big circle in Uwharrie. And I don't think that we actually even go over the entire thing over this 1 hour of trail riding. So normally, I think you do like somewhere between 2 to 5 miles per hour on these trails, and that's a fire road there. You normally go way slower than what the video footage is making it look like. And all these like kind of like dirt humps that we're going over, they are all over the place at Uwharrie. Like every trail is just covered in these dirt humps, and I have no idea why they have all the dirt humps. It almost feels like the Forestry Service put them there on purpose, and maybe it was just so people go slow. I'm not really sure, but it's like dirt hump, another dirt hump, another dirt hump. They're just everywhere, and you would seem to think that like at some point they would be ground down, like there'd be tire marks over them or something like that. But every single time I've ever been to Uwharrie, the dirt humps have been here, and they've been nice and flat. And so I don't know how they keep those the trail so like unrutted. I mean, maybe they fix up the trail. Well, I do know that there is a Jeep Jamboree at this park, and I should look it up to see when the Jeep Jamboree is. But I do know they do have a Jeep Jamboree at this park, and they fix up the park for Jeep Jamboree. So maybe that's like the maintenance that they're doing to keep the trail so like kind of pristine. Because I swear the trails look exactly the same way they looked when I was here the last 2 years in a row. So the sides of the trail here, where you can see that it's kind of dug out, that's kind of like what the cattle chute is like. The cattle, which will be probably a couple videos up because it's tomorrow. This is the last trail of the first day of Uwharrie. Hey, so I chopped up the video a little bit to try to get over all the delays that we had with spotting people. I should have jumped out and taken the camera out with me when we were spotting everybody up. But anyway, so the right-hand lane section on the right side of that tree is super easy. The left side that everybody went up is like the slightly harder one, and the center can be difficult if you go like right across the rocks. But if you cut it to the left a little bit, it's a lot easier. And I just kind of figured, might as well make my life hard and go over the hardest part of the obstacle that I could find. And of course, like, I got just a little bit hung up. So this is a continuation of the Rocky Mountain Loop. So down on the Rocky Mountain Loop, in the section that we're headed toward, there is a area called Poser Rock. And Poser Rock is this humongous rock that everybody stops to take a picture of, and they stop to like you know, pose with their Jeep on it. So that's why it's called Pose a Rock. That will not be part of this video. There's going to be a separate video. It'll probably be the next video or something that will involve Pose a Rock. So once again here you can see there are multiple paths that you can take. There's like the left side, the center, and the right side. And you can just sort of pick the obstacle that you want. But you did see we had a Grand Cherokee with us that wasn't even disconnected. I'm pretty sure that Sebastian doesn't disconnect. And you know, he can make it through all this stuff. So there's definitely bypasses, enough substantial bypasses that even a stock vehicle can easily make it through all this stuff. So this is still Thanksgiving Day that we're out, and like all the weird barriers that you see is stuff the National Park Service put up to keep people like on the main trail and not going around things. And in some cases, I don't even know like what they're stopping. Like right there, there wasn't even really like an obstacle there, so they just didn't want you going up there. Maybe there was some kind of endangered species or something like that. As you can see, not all the trails here are super difficult and super advanced, but you know, there are some little obstacles you can play on on different sections of the trail. And there's no snow on the ground yet, and there's it's all nice and colorful because once again this is on Thanksgiving that we're out here, so it is late November, and it is actually one of the warmer Thanksgivings that I've ever had at Uwharrie. The dirt humps and everything, like I was saying, are kind of normal for the Uwharrie Park. I'm not really 100% sure why they're all there, but it seems kind of ridiculous that they have so many dirt humps everywhere. So you'll see that there's some down trees on the side of the trail. When it comes to firewood, like in national parks, a lot of people don't know this, but you can just collect firewood in most national parks. Like if it's lying on the ground, you can pick it up and burn it if you have a campfire. They absolutely do not want you cutting down trees or cutting things off like live trees. But if there's like a piece of wood laying on the ground, in most cases you can even get a saw out and cut it up and take it and use it for firewood. If it's like a dead tree or something dead that's like laying on the ground, they have no problem with you helping out with you know, picking up dead wood, because obviously the more dead wood they have in the park, the higher the chances of a forest fire, and so they're actually kind of happy when you help clean up the park a little bit, so to speak. So this is the Rocky Mountain Loop, if you had kind of forgotten, and we are at Uwharrie National Park. We are coming up on this area that I kind of talked about a couple times. It's called Pose a Rock. Pose a Rock is this humongous rock, and there's a big open area around it, and it's totally normal for people to try to put their Jeep up on the rock or put part of the Jeep up on the rock. And there's courtesy right there, people getting off the trail and you know, letting us get by. But anyway, at Pose a Rock, it's like a lunch area that people, a lot of times they stop there to have lunch because it's open, you can get out of the way of people, and then also it's a gigantic photo opportunity. And we are just about to get to Pose a Rock. The Pose a Rock footage, however, is going to be a video of its own because we spent so much time in Pose a Rock playing on that rock. I thought it wouldn't be fair to try to just put like 10 seconds of it in this video, and it kind of needed its own video, so I made a whole video on Pose a Rock that we will see. And it's like right around this corner right here is where the Pose a Rock is, and you'll see us, everybody's like slowing down, and so we're leaving Pose a Rock right now, and we're just going to finish Rocky Mountain Loop in this video, and then the next video will actually show the footage of Pose a Rock. So fortunately, the Rocky Mountain Loop basically ends like just past this obstacle, the Pose a Rock obstacle thing, and I don't even know if you want to call it an obstacle because you can go around it, but obviously you can make it an obstacle if you so choose. So we're all basically heading back to the campground, and we're getting ready to make some dinner and have Thanksgiving, basically. But the dinner that we have tonight will not be the Thanksgiving dinner. Like, it won't be like the big banquet. It's just going to be like a basic Thanksgiving dinner. And then tomorrow night on Black Friday, when everybody's here, we're going to have the Thanksgiving dinner, because there'll be a much bigger crowd on Friday than there would be on a Thursday night at a campground. So we just thought it would be a good idea to just move the date to the night that everybody was here. So anyway, please like and subscribe. You can see here we get to the end of the trail, and we head back to the campground.